Hi, I want to make a video, don't know how. I want to talk about us, we as a country. You know, I look at YouTube, see a lot of good people. I see a lot of idiots. I see a lot of jerks. I see some fantastic people. And that's my dilemma. Because YouTube is nothing but a microcosm of this country. You know, it's come to a point where if it's not too late, which I think it just might be, for us to win and get some kind of resemblance of what this country was, you and I, everybody that I hate out there, you, and you, I really hate you, and the people I love, which I see all over the place. Despite all that, we're all going to have to come together as one. And we're going to have to stand for something. Not fight among ourselves or come up with crazy ideas. And a lot of them would probably work. But we got to get rid of our differences, and the time calls for strange bedfellows. I'm sure that we all look, we can find something that we all agree on. How about the way they're treating the vets? Now, you can love us or hate us. I don't care. But without us, all the way back to Washington, if you didn't have your veterans, you wouldn't have this country. We're being sent to war with the promise that we're going to be taken care of if we get messed up. And what do you see? You see another promise that has been broken. Not only from the VA. You look at FDR back in the 30s. You had a lot of World War I veterans camped out on the mall in D.C. They had their own little city because they were promised back pay, health care, and like this 10 million man march that was supposed to take place. This march did happen. They did camp out. They did stay. Then FDR took a very young Captain MacArthur and a second lieutenant Eisenhower and Patton. FDR told them to get this scum out of my sight. So what did MacArthur, Eisenhower, Patton do? They went in there with their horses, their tanks. They burnt the veterans out. They shot them. And after we won the war, the Revolutionary War, the veterans were gonna go in and kill all of the Congress. George Washington broke into a secret meeting in the Temple of Honor, of all places. And he got on his knees and begged and cried and pleaded the case of the veterans. In the end, he and one other founding father paid these veterans out of their pocket and shamed the U.S. government that really hasn't been formed yet into complete shame where they had to do something. People think that the American troops will not turn their rifles and all this magnificent equipment they have on us. The last two stories I just told you is history repeating itself. And it goes on now. How many hundreds of veterans have died from the lack of care? Secret lists that the VA kept. It's not the doctors, nurses, technicians at the VA who are at fault here. It's the paper pushers. The VA is made up of probably 5% of doctors, nurses, technicians, and their various support systems. The rest of it are the piranha, the people making deals that they can get a kickback. Fuck the veteran. It's the administration of the Veterans Affairs that has to be taken down. There's no other way to do it. I watched a magnificent speech from Montel Williams this weekend. He said that there was $5 billion in the Defense Department budget that no one wants. Navy don't want to build no new subs or carriers because they don't know if they can man them because of all the cutbacks. The Air Force is doing a pretty good job of screwing us with the F-35. Army and Marine Corps, they're pretty well squared away. They have their shit together. But if Montel's right, there's $3 to $5 billion that if you took it from each of the services, Air Force, Navy, Army, Coast Guard, Marine, National Guard, and just put it in the how you say this, temporary active duty for doctors and paramedics, corpsmen, Army medics, and staff the VA with them. In 90 days, there would not be any backlog. Who's going to look after a vet? A paper pusher or another vet? For those of you who are taking the kickbacks, you're going to say the paper pushers. Ask a disabled vet. He's going to tell you he wants another vet taking care of him. I've been waiting 8 months. 8 months to get the approval to have a new leg made. This leg I have now, I've had for 3.5 years. My body has changed. My stump has changed. If I walk 1,000 feet, the inside of my sleeve, that's what holds the leg on. When I take it off at night, there's blood all over it because my leg is just bleeding like hell. But paper pushers say I gotta wait. So Montel's answer is just one of many. But I think the main thing is everybody has got to put aside all their bullshit. Get a hold of the people you don't like. Find common ground. And let's all get together. We have to do it, people. We have to. If I had known 25 years ago that it was going to be like this, I would never have had a kid. Look what my generation, the generation before that, and their generation before that, your generation, and the generation that's coming up. Look what we've done to this country. We've become pussies. We want it now. Why do I have to wait? I don't get enough food stamps. I only get $400 a month, and I've only got no kids. I just got to feed myself. And you got all these people going, disability. because they can't find work. So you take honest people who have to play the system to survive. They hate it. What are they going to do? Let their kids starve, live in a truck, live in a car, cardboard box? They have to do something. I've got 4 kids ranging from 34 to 14. Three of them have moved back into my house. They can't get a job. Me and the wife, we feed them. They have a roof over their head. We help them the best way we can. Me and the wife, we're getting old. If I died now, they'd lose the house, because it's my income from disability that pays my mortgage. And I don't want to be on disability. All I want to do is be able to get up in the morning, move like a normal person, get out of the pain. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm always at a 9 on a good day. Bad days, I'm up to 11, 12. Some days I can't even get out of bed because I can't move. I'm 64, but I'm too young for this bullshit. My dad worked until he was 80. My mom worked until she was 74. She died. They both died. But if we all got together and accomplish what they're trying to do in D.C. now with the 10 million man march, if just 3/4 of, just half of us, if we got together and came up and stood up to the government, they wouldn't know what to do. We could get rid of Obama, and but no one can agree on anything. If shit hits the fan, you got different ideas across the street than this side of the street. So how's that going to work? People are talking about, oh, I got this community. Yeah? I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'll sell you if your community works out. It doesn't work like that. We have to become one. It's the only way it's going to work. We got to take all these combat aficionados, what do you call it? These combat warriors that give you all this advice. They know enough to be dangerous. I will never tell you how to do something. I will offer my hand. If you ask me, I'll be there. But for me to come to tell you what you should know already, I can't do that. There's a lot of people on YouTube that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Don't believe them? Ask them. They'll tell you. They know everything. Right, Dubai? You gotta be careful who you listen to because most of them will get you killed. And on the way of getting killed, they're gonna say, well, I did everything that this guy told me to do. Yeah. So then the guy who's gonna kill you, he did it better. We have to come together. That's been in my head for a month. That's the only way. That's the only solution. We can't do it divided. It's going to take strange bedfellows. You and your worst enemy are going to have to come together and agree on something and work it out, and then go to the next person, and the next, and the next, and the next. Get as many people as you can working on the same problem, and we get this done pretty quick. The only thing I see stopping us is that we have no leadership. See a lot of good operations going down right now at the Bundys. Operation American Spring. But you got so many different cliques trying to have their way or no way. The power struggle. They've taken a very great cause and kind of turn it into a joke. Now they're getting the job done, but it could have been done a lot easier. But like I say, I'm not going to tell you how, why. Not my job. Like the Bible says, you gotta love your neighbor. We gotta come together. We have a lot riding on this. That's just my little rambling, my little rant. It's not even a rant, it's a ramble. I just seemed like I had to get something out. Now that I've done this, I can refine it, make it better. I'm going to put it out there. So, my brothers and sisters, we don't have to like each other, but we have to work together as one. It's the only way. Can you imagine 150 million of one working together at the same time? That's approximately half the population of the country. I'll get back to you. Some things just popped into my mind. Okay. May 29, 6:30 p.m. God bless you all. Love your neighbor. Come together. This old Marine, he's gone.